If you've been trying to break into cybersecurity, there's a mistake that almost everyone makes. It's been keeping you stuck for months on end, sometimes years, and no, it's not intelligence, it's not motivation. It's that you're learning things that companies don't even care about. If you've been studying for a while, getting certifications, doing labs, and still not gaining any traction, this is exactly where you went wrong. In this video, I'm going to show you what people are actually learning, what companies are actually hiring for, and why a lot of people can never connect the two together. Typically how this starts is that you decide one day that you want to get into cybersecurity. Maybe it's the money, maybe it's a job prospect, maybe you just hate what you're doing. So you go online and you start researching. It's a smart move to make, and you immediately start seeing the same advice everywhere. Go get Security Plus, learn some ethical hacking. You know what you should do? Try Hack Me. Build a home lab, and so you start following it. Now, that's not a mistake. The mistake is that you never stop to verify what job actually requires based on the position that you want. So instead of practicing or learning towards that role, you're building toward whatever content you saw last on YouTube. You watch one video and you follow that. You read a post on Reddit and you switch over to that. You see another roadmap and you just start following it over again. So now instead of building a path, you're just collecting puzzle pieces. This is where people start to get stuck because everything you're doing feels productive. You finish a lab, you're like, great, I've learned some more information. You pass a certification, you're like, great, I've got a bullet point for my resume. You learn a new tool and you're like, I understand technology. But none of those things are going to guarantee that you're moving towards getting hired. What it really does is guarantee activity. And there's a big difference between learning something and being able to use it on a job. Most people never make that jump. Let's simplify what entry-level cybersecurity actually looks like. You're not hacking, you're analyzing. You're looking at logs, alerts, events, and your job is to answer what happened, does it matter, and what do I do next? That's it. Now compare that to how some people study. They focus on tools, commands, attack techniques, but they don't train decision making, and that's where the real gap lies. Now take that gap and put it into an interview. You sit down, they give you a scenario, they ask, hey, what's happening here? Most candidates start explaining what they recognize, ports, protocols, and tools. That's not what you're being evaluated on. You're being evaluated on how you think, how you prioritize, what you can explain. And if you can't do that, you don't pass. Now, if you're realizing that this is probably why things haven't clicked, I'm going to pause real quick. If you're starting to realize that this is probably why things haven't been clicking, that's exactly what I focus here on this channel. Not tools, not memorization, but how to actually think through problems like an analyst. So if that's what you're trying to build, hit that subscribe button. And if you want more hands-on practice, I've got labs and resources in the description below. Those are affiliate links. They don't cost you anything extra, but they do help support the channel. We need to stop guessing what cybersecurity jobs and actually take a look at one, like a real one. Not Reddit, not TikTok, not the day in the life of a hacker, fantasy content, an actual entry-level position. So I pulled one up, and what I want you to pay attention to is not how scary it sounds, but to what they're actually asking you to do. First line, monitor security systems, firewalls, and intrusion detection tools. I know it sounds a little bit intense, right? Like put the hoodie on, matrix screens, typing at 200 words per minute. No, right? Let's translate that. You're watching systems. That's it. You're not building them. You're not hacking into anything. You're just watching the systems. And honestly, a lot of the time you're watching dashboards thinking, is this normal? Or am I about to have a really, really bad day? If we continue on, we see review system logs and investigate suspicious activity. This right here, this is the job. Logs, patterns, we're going to figure it out. This is normal behavior or is something off? I remember when I first started looking at logs, I thought I was going to see the obvious hacker activity. Nope. It's like IP addresses, timestamps, random noise, and you're just sitting there going, okay, cool, but what am I even looking at? That's the skill, learning what normal looks like so when you can spot what's not normal. Meanwhile, you've got people online saying stupid things like AI is going to take over this job. And I'm sitting here like, based on what? Because let me tell you what actually happens in the real world. We already use AI. We use automation. We use tools that flag alerts. We use systems that prioritize what matters. That's not new. That's already part of the job. And guess what? We're still hiring people, a lot of them, because AI doesn't understand your environment. It doesn't know what's normal for your network, your users, your business. It just sees patterns. And you're the one who decides, is this actually a problem or is it just noise? And more importantly, when something does happen, AI isn't jumping on a call to your manager. AI isn't writing a clear report. AI isn't explaining what went wrong and what to do next. That's you. So no, AI isn't replacing this role. It's doing what tools have always done, helping you move faster, but still relying on you to think. Now we have assist in responding to incidents and document findings. Catch that wording, assist. You're not leading the charge like some cyber SWAT team, you're helping. And then this is the part that nobody talks about or very rarely talks about, documentation. Documenting. Listen, everyone wants to respond to alerts. Nobody wants to rewrite the report after that. But that report, that's how your team knows you actually understood what happened. And if you can't explain it, you didn't really get it. Then we have perform vulnerability scans and support remediation. If we simplify this, we're going to run a scan, we're going to find a problem, we're going to help fix the problem. That's it. This is not a broke into the system using advanced exploitation tools. No, this is more like, hey, this thing is outdated, we should probably fix that. Continuing on, we have maintained user access controls and permissions. Translation, who has access? Should they have access? If not, fix it. That's a huge part of security. And I know, it's not flashy at all, but when it goes wrong, the breach happens. This is where a majority of problems come into play. Ensure systems are updated with security patches. Not sexy, not exciting, but it's still extremely important. This is the cybersecurity equivalent of, did you lock the front door? Nobody brags about it, but when you don't do it, yeah, everyone notices. Continuing forward, we have support compliance, NIST, HIPPO, ISO 27001. And this is where beginners start to check out. They hear compliance and go, ugh, boring. Meanwhile, companies are like, yeah, this is required by law. This now shows up everywhere. Ignore this and you're missing a massive part of the field. Now let's look at qualifications. Basic understanding of networking. Basic, not expert. Not build your own ISP from scratch. Basic IP understanding. What does a firewall do? What is a router? Basic networking. Strong analytical and problem-solving skills. Not tools, that's thinking. That's looking at something messy and going, okay, what's actually going on here? Communication, and I know, you guessed it, documentation. Again, explaining, writing, talking. This is where a lot of people fall short, and this is where the college students really have a major advantage with all those essays they've done in the past. They know this stuff, they know how to communicate, and if you can't communicate, you're gonna miss out. If we look at the preferred section, we see Security Plus, Network Plus, SIEM tools. These help, absolutely, but they are not doing the job. They support the job. Let's step back for a second. Look at everything we just went through. Where does it say be an elite hacker or master tools before applying? It doesn't, not even once. What it actually describes is monitoring, analyzing, making decisions, and communicating what you found. That's the job. Not hacking, not flashy tools, just being the person who can figure out and explain to them clearly what happened. And honestly, that's way more valuable than people actually realize. I want to emphasize that you're not stuck because you're not working hard enough. You're stuck because of what you're learning. It doesn't match what the job actually requires. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. Once you fix that, everything starts to change. The way you study changes. The way you approach problems changes. And most importantly, the way you show up in interviews changes. Because when you're not guessing, you're thinking, and that's what companies are actually hiring for. If you keep going the way you are right now, you can easily spend another 6 months to a year, and you're still going to feel like nothing's working.